Welcome back. This is the 68th segment of 70 segments of Making Sense for 7 Minutes, a summer-long series where we have been surveying in bite-sized pieces our historical narrative as given to us in the Bible and asking the immeasurably relevant question, so what? Now, this historical narrative, which is a universal narrative, is all about the central, core, primary movement of history, where the human race has come from and where we are and where we're going. It's the account of what God has done and continues to do to bring about redemption to his fallen creation. He's working through and working in and out of the lives of those who have responded to the saving grace that is offered through Jesus Christ. So, Christians are called to live out our faith and speak out our faith. It's never intended to be some privatized experience, never taken into the public square. It's never supposed to be personally engaging, but publicly disengaged. So, the engagement of a Christian's faith with family and friends and community has two major components: how we live and what we say. Our doing and our sharing, if you will. Now, a number of Christians are pretty confident about how they should live, but not so much so when it comes to what they should say when engaged in conversation with others about their relationship with Jesus. And then there are those who know what needs to be said, but clearly are out to lunch as to how they say it. Now, there's at least one verse in the New Testament that brings these three components of communication: living, speaking, and delivery together. It's 1 Peter 3, verse 15, which says that, first of all, we are to sanctify Christ as Lord in our hearts. Sanctify means to set apart. So we're to set Christ apart, but not somewhere off to the side in some separate compartment. No, what we're to do is to set him up as Lord in the very heart of our being and over all of our activities. That's the living. Then it goes on to say, always being ready to make a defense to anyone who asks us to give an account for the hope that is in us. This term, a defense, comes from the Greek word apologia, which is where we get the term apologetics, meaning the defense of the faith. And here's my conviction, and it's more than an opinion. My conviction is the Christian faith, because it speaks from and speaks to the way the universe actually is and how it operates, is the most intellectually sound and reasonable of all the other worldview options. For me to abandon the Christian faith in my relationship with Jesus, I would have to unscrew my brain and leave it out in the rain. With that in mind, let me offer you a suggestion of an apologetic model, a template. First of all, there are the philosophical issues. This exploration will take you only so far, but it should lead you to the unavoidable conclusion that there is a God and he is good. Then there is the historical investigation. You need to understand that Christianity is rooted in history. And the historical exploration will confirm how this good God has entered into history, revealed himself, and acted on our behalf. The key issues in this investigation are going to be the historical reliability of the 66 biblical documents, the identity of Jesus, and the actuality of his bodily resurrection. Then there is the experiential. What evidence is there for transformation in your own life as a result of knowing Jesus? Finally, 1 Peter 3:15 says that we are to communicate these truths with gentleness and reverence. That's how we communicate. 1 Peter 3:15, it's quite a packed out verse. So, thanks, y'all.